Advantage Barrel Works. Been a while since we made a video up. I thought I'd do one on our chambering process. Specifically, we have a lot of people asking, what's a match grade chamber? Well, there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat out there, and we have some things that we do a little different than other people, and I'm not going to give all that up because it's taken us a lot of years to develop our process. But I will assure you, in some of these short video clips, you will see that our chambers are as straight and true as humanly possible. They don't leave the shop if they don't have a good concentric chamber in them. We can show you some pictures here with borescopes and our dialing method and so forth. We also have a high quality tool room lathe with very precision bearings in it. It's not that you can't get a good chamber on a lightweight Chinese lathe, a Grizzly or so forth, but it's just more difficult. I get a lot of people ask, if I have a action that guarantees headspace, why can't you just cut me a shouldered pre-fit barrel? Well, there's a lot more to it than that, and I'm going to show some of that to you right now. This is a Mac Brothers Evo 2 action. This is just a barrel spud that we use for checking thread spec on our barrel nuts that we make. But in the video you'll see, if you send our action, when we thread your barrel, we custom fit every one of those to make sure that these threads fit as tight as possible to eliminate any discrepancies in concentricity here with this action. It's hard to show on this, but you can't do that unless the action's in a shop. If you look in a machinist manual, you'll see this size of threads have a wide thread specification. And also a go gauge and a no-go gauge have about 4 thousandths difference, 3.5 to 4 thousandths. Well, we could fall in that gap and it will shoot all right, but your headspace may be loose to a certain degree. Not that that can't be adjusted out with your resizing die, but one of the advantages of a barrel nut setup, this is a Remage nut, is you can adjust this nut, if you're putting the barrel on yourself, very precisely against the go gauge and have a super tight chamber. So that's one advantage of a Remage setup, and you can do the same thing with the shoulder barrel, but we like to have your action in the shop regardless of who made it, and there's some really good ones out there. Most of them hold pretty tight tolerance within 1 thousandths or less, but you start stacking tolerances when you don't have the action in the shop. We like to test fit them, and sometimes we even test fire them before we leave the shop so that when you receive that barreled action, you're not going to have issues with it. So with that being said, we're going to show some video clips here of our dialing, of our threading, demonstrating a muzzle dial in with a 10 thousandths gauge. Virtually no movement in the needle. Breech end of the barrel. Pre-drilled range rod is up in the throat and or just beyond. 10 thousandths indicator. Length of cartridge, 0 movement, dead nuts. Threading the tenon at 600 RPMs. Light cuts so as not to destroy concentricity. Chambering with high pressure flush system. Fitting a Mac Brothers action on a threaded tenon in the lathe so you can see the process that we make. We're going to show some pictures of the throat area where the reamer cut, the most important part where the bullet engraves the rifling, and how even and true it is. There'll be a short video where we run an indicator up into the chamber. We start in the throat, spinning the chuck the whole way. You can watch the needle on the indicator all the way to the back of the chamber, and usually our chambers are within a couple of tenths. All right, I just wanted to demonstrate our thread fitment. This happens to be a Mac Brothers Action here, but we try to get our threads when you order a custom action to fit just perfect. So here we go. It's on there, 2 threads. Look at, there's very little, if any, movement, but yet it still threads on smooth as butter. This is a video of the most critical area in the chamber, the throat and the lead. This one is just absolutely perfect. No chatter, dead nuts even, all the way around. This is the way you want a chamber to look. This is a look at one of our chambers. We're up in the throat, not quite into the rifling. This is a 1/2 thousandths indicator. As you can see, we may have 2/10. Here's further back in the chamber, right by the neck. Have a little flutter from the hatch on the chamber walls. I'm going to back out further here. Here's almost to the back of the chamber. As you can see, we may have 1.5 to 2/10 a run out from front to back. Just about as straight a chamber as you can get. This is the way we like to see all of our chambers before they leave the shop. We want to give that bullet, your hand load, your factory load, the best chance possible to shoot accurately in our barrels, whether it's an Excalibur, a Shylin, a Benchmark. I mean, we've chambered them all. And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe and click the button and tell your friends. Thanks a lot.